good morning to you. Good day. I hope I hope all is going well with you. If not, find somebody to talk about it. Talk to about it. Um, and yeah, find somebody good to talk to about it. Because I know that helps. And if you can't find somebody to talk to about it, then it costs, but there is always professional help. And it's not like when you say professional help, like I'm seeing professional help right now. That's a big reason of why I'm mentioning it. I'm seeing professional help, and it's actually really good. It's really good to be able to share things that I would never share with anybody else. It's good to be able to to trust that the profession of it is that she's gonna be professional about it. Um, yeah, it's good. And she's a Christian counselor. I won't mention the name or anything, but she's a Christian counselor, and it's great to be able to be counseled through things in faith instead of like somebody who is a counselor and has no faith and um, and doesn't actually really help you. So I'm finding that a really good thing. So I recommend if anybody needs it or is interested. Yeah, we're all in this together. Yeah, one of my favorite songs. um, So, what are we here to talk about? We're here to talk about today the Prince of Egypt, actually, and this is a great movie. Um, a lot of circles that I've been around, when the topic of oh, what's your favorite movie comes up, it's not long before this movie comes up. So yeah, a lot of people like it. I personally love it. Um, I think it's probably one of the best films or animated films, uh, or probably actually films in general, ever made. It is based off one of the greatest stories in the world anyway, so that does help it. um, but but it is done so well, and the creative team has done such a good job with doing this really well. I'll be putting some snapshots of the movie up here. Um, there are some really good aspects of this that I could rant and rave about for honestly so long. Like every frame I feel like is well thought of. Every character, just everything is so well thought through that you can feel the appreciation for the material come through. And as far as storytelling goes in general, yeah, you can feel the appreciation for it. So the attention to detail, the meaningfulness of things, that sort of thing. So I honestly love it. Okay, I am not going to do this in any particular order. I'll start with probably one of my personal favorite shots in the whole movie, which is this one here. And it is a picture of it's close to the end of the movie, and all the Israelites are moving out of Egypt, and this picture basically tells me, at first, the first couple of times I watched it, it was just like another picture, but when I read sort of into it a little bit, I actually realized, wow, that's actually a great narrative of literal and non-literal of of the promises of God, basically. Like the children of Israel, the little ones of Israel, are standing, dancing on top of the idols, or the dead idols uh, of the enemy, I guess. Well, not necessarily the enemy, but dead idols that are dead. Um, and and their victory is because of the Lord. Their victory is because of what God's done. So that's awesome. It's like childlike faith, and their standing on it and that sort of thing. So, having said that, now I'm reminded of the scripture where it says, way back in Genesis, actually, where it says, I will create enmity between you and your seed. The snake will bruise your heel, but you will crush his head, um, and and that sort of thing. Like, these guys definitely have been bruised in a sense, but ultimately, the idols are dead, and they are literally dancing on top of um, uh, the head of uh, a snake, or the enemy, or whatever it is. So I love that. I love that. That's the first picture I wanted to show you guys. Um, the second picture, let me just check here. Yeah, so you've got the burning bush there, or rather, the bush that was burning but didn't burn. Okay, we'll talk about this one. This one here, this is just a really great storytelling moment, like visually. Like, a lot can be said, and they've done really well with using body language, in all its various forms and stuff, in how they tell the story here. So it's actually really good, and this is a great example where they could have just had Pharaoh and Moses, with a beautiful background, but they didn't, because what they chose to do is to have Pharaoh in the foreground and a statue of Pharaoh in the background, and I just think that's genius. Like, that, talk about making a point. Like, Pharaoh was the ruler of the day, and the importance that came with that is really well depicted in here. I mean, I don't know if they literally had massive statues that big, uh, you know, of each individual ruler, as they came and went. But that's just such a great storytelling tool, I feel. So and this is just one example of how they do it. So it's really well done. Okay, so what else? Yes, let's talk about this. At the very beginning of the movie, they do symmetries really well. Here's the picture of Moses' mum. When she is releasing Moses into the river, she's obviously really concerned and grieving that she has to do this, but it's almost like an anchor point, where this is a leaving moment, but where is it? This is a returning moment. And the way that they frame it is just, again, so genius. I love it. They really have thought through. They really have thought through it. It's just, I love it. I love it. So that's really cool. Not to give too much away of the. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's, yeah. So here is a good one of the moment where Moses is getting serious. Let's put it that way. He is about to look slavery in the face, and he is about to speak for those who are in bondage, who are in slavery. So yeah, again, another great use of visuals here. The transition between, it's just so good, you know. And that's the other thing I wanted to say. Good script writing should account for meaningful body language. Like, if you're writing a script and stuff like that, like, sometimes there can be a temptation to word everything out, but good script writing can actually take into account body language, the meaning of body language, and how that comes across, and what that is meant to the story, I guess. So yeah. Do I show this one? Yeah, sure. Yeah. So this one also is a great moment as far as storytelling devices. This is a dream that Moses has to confirm something, but the dream is put in a certain style, Egyptian style, that is reminiscent, if that's the right word, of the day. Which again I think is genius. They've really thought through it. They've respected the culture. They've just done really, really well. So yeah. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. And even this one, I mean, it's a tiny little detail, but even down to the little moments of like the fat one's eating and the skinny one's drinking, like that's really funny. I thought that was that's a total just yeah. And at the end, what another big thing that Moses is known for, the Ten Commandments. That is shown pretty much at the end of the movie, at the end of the movie, and that's the end. I think I don't want to show too much. I just want to show promote the movie. Again, if you haven't seen it, then you need to see it. Yeah, and promote that and talk about great storytelling devices and all the different things. So that is that. I could talk about it more, but I won't. Yeah. So it's another thing that I think is great. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, the music is awesome. I was just singing it in my head. Da, 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 da. The music is some people say that this is probably Hans Zimmer's, and Hans Zimmer is one of the, if not the best, Hollywood film composer, music composer out there. But of all the works that is said to be his best, this is regarded as, if not the best, then the second best, probably close to The Lion King. But I think that I've got a soft spot for this one. I think it is I think this is the best. The soundtrack is just, ah. I think God was with the entire creation of this film in every regard, and that includes music. So that's awesome. So that's what I love to see. I love to see that sort of thing. I'm always on the lookout for, like I've said in another episode, high production levels and a good heart. And this checks both boxes again. So I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. I think that will have to be it. What else can I say? I don't really know how relevant this will be to anybody. But again, part of my sort of counselling and stuff like that, something that has been said to me, which has been helpful, is I am not what I do. And I think that's actually really great to hear. I think that's really great to know. I think that that's great for anybody to know that you are not what you do, in the positive or the negative sense. Like if you've done something, bad, you are not what you've done. If you do something good and great, even, you are not what you've done. Like if you've done something bad, there's an easy chance that you can feel bad about it, and condemnation can come on you and stuff like that. But you are not what you've done. But if you do something awesome, then ego can come onto you, and you can be like, yeah, I'm awesome, but you are not what you've done. Like, even, and I think actually that's a great thing to remind yourself of. It's a great thing to separate, I guess, what you do and who you are. So yes, hopefully that's an encouragement to somebody. I feel like I've been encouraged. I'm being encouraged. I'm being edified by that. So I think that's really cool, worth sharing also. So, having said all of that, again, I think the better I get at this, the more I can just like go ahead and talk about whatever, and they all feel like short episodes, but I want to keep it short for now. And maybe I can do one again tomorrow. Maybe I can, who knows, but whatever. Enjoy your day. I'll get better at that. But anyway, all right, ciao. Bye.